Sir, what is the conclusion of this meeting that you are most content about?
That there was a rock-solid message by all allies. Ukraine needs our strongest support. And as US Secretary of State stated clearly, and I think it was like a pathos of this meeting, that we need to redouble our effort. And I called all the members immediately to raise the amount and categories of weapons. Ukrainian Foreign Minister clearly stated that Ukraine badly needs air defense, tanks, because current tanks they possess are using old Soviet type of shells caliber, and also long-range missiles. So the Ukrainian forces could be capable to make a longer territorial reach. And second element of this meeting of vital importance is indeed of helping Ukrainian energy system to survive, to keep out the blackouts over Ukraine. And in that context, G7 plus countries met under the Germany's coordination, and also countries made their pledges, made their promises that they are capable to deliver. One thing is a monetary support, but there is also particular technical equipment, transformers, generators, what are badly needed.
Do you believe the pledges, at least as they look now, would be enough for this winter? Is it something that Estonia feels, yes, we are here and we will actually make a real big difference in Ukraine?
No, not enough, because unfortunately we have to admit the situation, as Ukrainian Foreign Minister also described, that it's, if you are one day are giving energy equipment, which is badly needed, there is no any alternative. We have to do it just to keep the system functional. But if you are not giving to Ukraine air defense, the military might to defend that, so it will be a witch circle. So it means that we have to move parallelly, immediately in a day's perspective in both directions.
Estonia is a country that pleaded for longer range missiles systems to be provided to Ukraine. Is this something that's even on the table? We saw the Patriot discussion yesterday, which was kind of not moving forward, at least visibly.
We urge all members of Alliance to do that. If we look back these 9 months, that it has been very gradual movement of NATO allies, which weapon systems to deliver, and there has always been like a change of paradigm, whether a reaching to a new altitude, new stage of weapons aid would mean a certain too frightening escalation of this war, but it has not happened. And I think we have to put the things into the right context, that Russia is committing a genocide against Ukrainian people. And in that context, all the countries have a particular responsibility to act. This is a responsibility of humanity to act. And in that context, we need to give, without any caveats, all the conventional weapon systems what Ukraine asks. The same debate was in spring, we remember, about the Western type of artillery. But Ukraine wouldn't survive the summer campaign if Western countries haven't delivered this artillery. And now there is a new phase of decision needs to be done, as you refer to Patriots, tanks, etc.
You mentioned another important discussion, the one about war crimes. You said genocide. The European Commission mentioned today the importance of trying to back up a court, backed up by the UN also, that would investigate and maybe prosecute war crimes committed by Russia in Ukraine. How long do you think that might take? When will that be in place, or could that be in place?
Well, in October, Baltic foreign ministers made an appeal that it should be taken, the accountability should be taken as a official policy of European Union. And well, we remember also the Kosovo Tribunal, which was created under the flagship of European Union. And the one angle is war crimes which are committed by well, soldiers, military people on the ground. And this is Ukrainian investigators are studying, the International Criminal Court is taking their role effectively. But ICC competence is limited, and so there will be a grand loophole in international accountability if there is not a legal mechanism to these people, either uniformed or not, who were top decision makers to launch that genocidal war. And in that matter, there is no alternative to creation of particular international tribunal on Russian Federation crime of aggression against Ukraine. And I wholeheartedly welcome Ursula von der Leyen's today's statement. It's going to well, discussed amongst the European Union members. I know several countries have stated strongly that, and also I also on my intervention yesterday stated that it is one part if we are speaking also about the peace, because as all Western countries have stated that this is up to Ukraine to decide the conditions for peace. And President Zelensky clearly stated the preconditions. I think all the Western countries need to echo. The first is a full liberation of all Ukrainian territory. The second, reparations paid by aggressor state. And thirdly, justice by accountability.
You've said before recently that the best thing for Ukraine would be for Russia to feel the cost of war. What sanctions should come up next against Russia?
Well, the hottest issue discussed in the European Union is now, as G7 has made a decision and proposal, and is about the oil gap. We are strong proponents for this oil gap. It is one additional element to harm a Russian war machine financing, because majority of Russian state budget income comes from oil or gas. And now the discussion is going on which will be the oil gap price level. And we are very supportive for the lower price cap, but partners are having a dialogue on that matter. And I think also another element is a finance sector. There are still tens of Russian banks who are not cut away from SWIFT system, who are capable to do business, well, including also Russian finance ministry subsidiaries. And also, I think there are particular domains of trade which should be also limited. So if somebody says that sanctions are not working, this is wrong. They have their deliverables. And secondly, if there is much way to go, answer is also is positive. Yes, we could make more harm to Russia, Russian state, and Russia as an entity.
Hungary is one of the countries that is not such favorable to more sanctions, and you mentioned the oil cap. How is that affecting NATO's unity and the message it sends?
Well, they are consensus-based decisions. We have reached to consensus on 8 packages, and our message is that we need to go further. It needs all allies' understanding and acceptance, and I hope we could reach consensus. And well, we have to signal it to all members that it is of existential importance, because no people in Europe can sleep in peace if the outcome of this war will be ambivalent or Russian victory. So there is no alternative to the security of Europe that Russia should lose this war, Ukraine should win this war. And speaking about the preconditions of future European architecture, what we should already now start to speak is imminent element would be that the future of Europe should be that Russia should not dictate its neighbors, its security options, or its way of life.